Hello and welcome to another flight simulator video. And on a rather cloudy sunny day in Edinburgh, but windy one, we are flying today from one rugged landscape to another with Atlantic Airways from here in Edinburgh to Atlantic Airways home base in the Faroe Islands, as it says on their on the rear end of their plane, to the Faroe Islands at Vagar airport. And today I thought I'd do this flight because why not? And also, GSX recently, just this Black Friday weekend, released a new update. So I'm going to show you, in additional services, we can now have cleaning services requested. So I'm going to request the cleaning services. And as I say, it's a rather windy day, and our CFM engines are making the typical clicking noises as the fan blades are windmilling in the wind. So I've requested for the cleaning services to come and clean our aircraft while we're on this turnaround sector of the flight, and then we'll be boarding our passengers once the cleaners are done, and then we'll of course board the aircraft and set off on our flight to Vagar with a flight time of approximately 1 hour and 5 minutes. Oh, we have to open the rear door because they want the rear door open. I'll actually open the cargo doors so that we are ready for when we start boarding. So the cleaning van is here, and you can see there is a man here with a vacuum cleaner. There's a lady there with cleaning cloths. As you can see there, Edinburgh Airport, where Scotland meets the world. This is a freeware, by the way, just to let you know. It does include a few custom buildings, such as the control tower over there. But it's generally just like more of a free upgrade to what the default airport is. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to jump into the cockpit. We're going to use this. Whoops, I was not supposed to do that. We're going to use this view. We're going to spin it around, and then here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you what they actually do, because it's very well animated if you have an aircraft that supports the animations. So as you can see, there's a man here vacuuming in front of us. I love the fact that the name of the company that's being used is called Scrub, which makes sense because they're scrubbing the floors, they're scrubbing the surfaces. And you can see here that they are walking through the plane. That man is vacuuming in front of us. There is another man picking up the rubbish or the trash. And overall, it just immerses the experience a little bit more, especially when you're on a sector like this, where we're on the turnaround phase of our flight. And you can see the beautiful custom interior of this Atlantic Airways aircraft with its custom headrests. As you can see here, custom headrests that say Atlantic Airways with a beautiful bird on the side of it. We even have the coloured belts here as well, so you can see that on the window and the aisle they are blue, and on the middle seat they are red. And of course the typical Phoenix literature that they can customize. And this is why it's amazing when you've got an aircraft like this where it's highly customizable by the community, and the community in this case has done a fantastic job with the interiors. And you can also see here the bulkhead wall has this rather beautiful custom design with a few snowflakes on it. This fantastic design, and it's just overall a nice place to be. While the cleaners are cleaning, we're going to start setting up for our flight, and we'll request for our refueling as well. So while they're busy cleaning our aircraft, as you can see, wiping surfaces, there's a disinfectant spray going on over there. We saw the vacuum guy. We're going to jump back into the cockpit. Whoops, what I should have done is that. Oh, why am I outside now? So we go like this, we go like this. Why are we not going back to the normal view? I've locked in the view in a wrong location now. So what we're going to do is try to reset this view, because I don't know why the view has decided to do that, what it's doing. I've really screwed up with this with the viewpoint, so this field of view is not very good at all, because it's very, there we go. So anyway, we're back into the cockpit. We're going to use this view now, and then we're going to put in our flight number, which is FLI 5. No, it's not 5. If I open this, you can see here flight 415. 415. We'll open up the OFP, which is not that one. That one, summary for our flight. So we have cost index of 5. Cost index 5. I believe our cruise altitude should be 38,000 feet. Cruise distance, ground distance, air distance. Our cruise is 390. I'm gonna open the sim brief anyway. What we'll also do is we will set up the flight plan for our departure, which, as we can see here, we are expecting a Gracie 3 departure, 3 Charlie departure from runway 24. Gracie 3 Charlie, and we'll insert that. And our arrival today will be expected on runway 12. So we'll do the RNAV to runway 12. And no stars. Yeah, direct runway 12. Cool. No stars, so direct. And there's our flight plan beautifully put in there. Now we need to request for our refueling and our boarding. So let's just do that in here. And I also installed something new that I found out, and it's this universal announcer, which, to be honest with you, I haven't got it connected right now. So let's put it on. Have to go back to my desktop for a minute, so forgive me. And then we'll open up the something I forgot to do before starting up the sim is connecting the universal announcer, which is now in. It should reset itself so we can get it to work, and it will have custom it will have the custom loadout for everything. So we need 6,929. So what we're going to do is we're going to load the aircraft, GSX boarding and refueling today. We'll do that on there. So let's check the universal. Yep, it's working now, so it should play in the background the welcome music. And then we're just waiting for the fuel trucks to arrive, or the fuel truck, which is on its way there. Let's close the universal announcer. Shell is providing us our fuel today here in the beautiful Scotland in Edinburgh. And it's just driven through our plane. Brilliant. So fuel truck is in position. You can see this display out is actually in US gallons. as opposed to in kilograms, which is what the pilots would be seeing. This is now you can use the, although it's already loading the fuel, which is good. And you can see fuel on board is making its way out now. I have really screwed up with this this viewpoint, haven't I? Because normally you can just go like that, but it resets to there. So I'm gonna have to play games with this viewpoint and have it reset into a more reasonable position for me for our flight. There we go. No, it still wants to do that for some reason. Ay ay ay, what did I do wrong? It's alright, we'll fix it. We'll fix it soon. But for now, we'll just use this viewpoint. I'm quite happy with that. I can even see the probe out there. So we are still fueling up, as you can see. We need 6,929, so just under 7,000 or 7 tons of fuel on board is what we're going to need. So we'll just let the fuel refuelers sort themselves out. And okay, I'm having big problems with the... Yeah, I'm having major issues resetting all of the viewpoints. So I don't know why that's happened. Let's see, pilot, landing, co-pilot. That's a terrible position, isn't it? Look, smart camera target, no. Quick views, instrument, quick view, instrument, no, not instrument. Let's try the quick views. See if quick view 1 gives us our proper position. No, I've really messed around with this and I don't know what I've done, to be honest. So this is fun. We'll do reset position. Let's see if that's gonna work. Go forwards a bit, I think. So hopefully boarding's gonna start soon, and I'm just gonna check that my viewpoint. Yeah, it works. So the fueling should be just about complete in just a moment, and then hopefully we can commence our boarding and get started. So temperature outside is a rather mild for this time of year, 10 degrees. Actually, it's about normal really. And got a handful more fuel to go through. And then we can commence the boarding process. So at the moment, as we're refueling, we don't have the seatbelt sign on. So if you ever go on, especially low-cost airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet, you might end up getting onto the plane and there are no seatbelt signs on, and that's because refueling is taking place. While refueling is taking place, seatbelt sign is not on in case of a few reasons. Of course, if passengers are on board the aircraft, if something happened during the refueling process, it's easier to get out. Anyway, I'm going to set our QNH to 0989, and then we're going to get our... we're going to listen into the ATIS, and then we'll get the ATC clearance as well. 0989. It's quite low pressure today. And then we'll get the tow truck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bags into the overhead lockers, wheels first, and keep your small items.
There you go. So that's the custom announcement being played in the background. This is Faroe, or the Atlantic Airways announcements. So refueling is complete, that's brilliant. So we're going to call into the, well, listen into the ATIS.
Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 5,800 feet, few clouds at 12,900 feet. Temperature 10. Dew point 10. QNH 29.21. ILS runway 24 in use. Landing and departing runway 24. DFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have Quebec.
Lovely, we got information Quebec. It's looking quite good for our conditions going out. We do have some clouds at 22,000 that will be flying over in the sort of Highlands area. One risk, it's not too bad, 38,000 feet, so we shouldn't have too, the weather wise it shouldn't be too bad. We're flying with sort of crosswinds most of the way, but again, it shouldn't be too bad of a flight. The winds might give us some turbulence, but I don't think it's a major issue to be honest with you. Anyway, our boarding is taking place. As I say, you can hear the custom music, see the passengers coming on board. We have today, we'll just check our flight plan, mass and weight. We have planned 114 passengers out of a possible, 180. So we're on the, not the lighter side, but we are definitely not at our heavy side, which is good. And we've got 6,000, or almost 7,000, or 7,000 kilos of fuel on board, which is good because our alternative today is Bergen in Norway. Anyway, let's start our IFR clearance.
Edinburgh ground Faroline 415 IFR to Echo Kilo Victor Golf, ready to copy.
Faroline 415 is cleared to Echo Kilo Victor Golf Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.875 squawk 0732.
0732 in there.
Faroline 415 cleared to Echo Kilo Victor Golf Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 24 climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 119.875 squawk 0732.
Faroline 415 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.755 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Perfect. So we've got our clearance. Checking our fuel again. We have 6,930 kilos and we are balanced, which is good. Go start our APU now. APU master on and APU start. We'll get the seatbelt sign on as well, as the fueling has been completed. And we'll let the APU run up. Of course, the APU being used for the purposes of starting the engines using the bleed. So as you can see here, our containers are coming in on our aircraft. Passengers are boarding via the buses today, as we're on one of the remote stands, and there's an aircraft taking off in the background. I think we might end up seeing one more bus arrive for our passengers. And it looks like the cargo is almost completely loaded as well. Yep, and they've just driven into our engine. Brilliant. $110 passengers of 114. So we'll have a check. I think, yeah, we've got to wait for one more. No, it looks like we got all passengers on board. That's brilliant. So let's prepare for our departure. We'll close the rear doors. No, we'll close the doors on the cargo. Why did... There we go. I don't know why the front cargo door is locked off and the rear cargo door is having a fit. There we go. Closed, closed. Good. Display says closed. Front door is closed as well. So we're going to close our cockpit door as well. And then we're going to ask GSX to prepare for our departure. And while we do that, we set the beacon light on, and we'll get the fuel pumps running. Oh, and the APU bleed, of course. The APU bleed is running now as well. I think this parking position is actually a bit awkward for all the ground equipment, by the looks of it, because the stairs are just driving into us. But yes. Oh, we didn't do our performance for... Let's go weight and balances, send to MCDMU. Then we go to here. Let's do takeoff. We'll do load sheet. It looks like dry anyway. Sync the weather, load sheet, calculate, and then we'll do send to MCDMU. And if I open performance, everything's in there. Flex at 68, V1 at 139, VR at 139, V2 at 140. And if we go back to init page, we can see that we've got our fuel block at 6.9, final fuel at 30 minutes, additional fuel. Yeah, so we've got plenty of fuel to keep us going. So let's go back to flight plan, and then we'll do a left turn, and parking brake is released, and then we'll do sequence of the engine start from 1. And the safety announcement should be playing now.
78 Kilo Tango taxi to and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway Golf Mike Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 118.705 when ready.
Engine 1 start, please.
Taxi to and hold short runway 24 using taxiway Golf Mike Alpha Delta Easy 78 Kilo Tango.
Gotta watch that EasyJet that's taxiing over there as well.
Passengers on board this aircraft, we ask for your attention during the demonstration. After the demonstration is summoned.
Bakføre hever 8 ned til 2 framan, 4 i venstre og 3 aftan. Alla horar er mestar i krönen och på utan extrachetten och alla har mest.
Parking brake set.
We need to was a show
We'll confirm good engine start so that they can disconnect. And engine 2 is starting now as well. We just set up for... There you go. You can hear the announcements as well.
Vänta luftskikabildene detta solrensmasker ur luften i PVT. Toje maskerna i motortio, lättjana i vår nödsumman och antällsvakt. Lätt till i egna masker och orientering hjälpa ur luften. Ein bjärgika väster under kvarjon stålig till nöjda hans således. Toje väster nere om hönde. Lättje listorna ena per luft och bena. Och totti oj. Givet gator att västen ska platsas upp utanför flåför vid att hala och reja knarvan. Och Louisa luft resten om plats.
Easy 5 Golf Victor is cleared to De Gaulle Airport as filed. Take off runway 24 climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 121.205 squawk 204 tree.
Läggas ner och båda framåt knarvas fast.
And that's our engines, both engines started, set to norm, off the bleed, and we turn off the APU.
We will now brief you on the safety features of this aircraft. There are 8 emergency exits, 2 in the front.
We'll do
all
flight controls
over
check,
the wing,
please.
2 in
Flight
the rear
controls.
back. All doors are marked green and white.
Full left, full right,
Oxygen masks will drop from the
and
panel above you.
neutral,
Please
full up,
put on your own mask
full
before
down,
helping other passengers.
and
The
neutral,
life jacket is
rudder to
placed
the
under
left,
each seat. Please
and
put
rudder
the
to the
life
right,
jacket outside the
and
aircraft.
neutral.
The life jacket is
Trim.
an automatic signal act. The crew has red life jacket.
Trim is up 1.0 or 0.1, so we'll go up 0.1, flaps, flaps 1, on the spoilers, and then we'll request for our taxi.
Edinburgh ground Faroe 415 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR.
Faroline 415 taxi to and halt short of runway 24 via taxiway Lima Golf Mike Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 118.705 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 24 using taxiway Lima Golf Mike Alpha Delta Faroline 415.
Okay, so we got a nice short taxi today on this flight. Got that messages out the way now. Let's get the taxi lights on. Parking brake off. So we got a nice easy taxi today. Well, Edinburgh is an easy taxiing airport anyway.
Edinburgh ground Easy 52 Golf Victor requesting the end of pushback. Easy 52 Golf Victor request to end pushback received.
Brake checks.
Cabin crew, take a seat.
That's the cabin crew ready.
Easy 52 Golf Victor with Quebec ready to taxi IFR. Easy 52 Golf Victor taxi to and halt short of runway 24 via taxiway Golf Mike Alpha Delta. Contact tower on 118.705 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 24 using taxiway Golf Mike Alpha Delta Easy 52 Golf Victor.
Switch over to tower. So this flight operates at the moment at a once a week frequency. I think in the summer it runs twice a week. It's an amazing link between, this is the only flight actually into the UK. There used to be flights to Stansted, but these days it's only Edinburgh. Okay, so we're going to prepare for our departure now. We'll just stop short of the hold short line. Then I'm going to set up a camera angle or two for our departure.
Edinburgh Tower Faroe 415 at runway 24 ready for departure IFR to Echo Kilo Victor Golf.
Faroe 415 QNH 29.18 wind 221 at 6. Traffic is Airbus on final.
There we go. We're clear for takeoff. Apparently there's an aircraft on
Clear
final.
for takeoff runway 24 Faroe
It's not on
415.
it's not on TCAST. Can't see it visually. So we'll just be cautious of that as well. If you saw my 5-circle video, you can see that embankment there. That's where the trains run along going towards Fife. Okay, we'll get the clock started now. Stabilize the engines. Doesn't want to go into flex. So we're going to do toga takeoff, SRS and runway. Auto thrust blue. 100 knots is passed. B1 and rotate.
Edinburgh Tower Easy 5 2 Golf Victor ready for departure runway 24
Positive
IFR to
climb.
Golf.
Gears going up.
Easy 5 2 Golf Victor line up and wait. Fairline 415 contact Scottish Centre on 119.875. Good day.
Going to 119.875 Faroe 415. Scottish Centre Faroe 415 is at 1,400 feet, climbing 12,000 feet.
Climb thrust set. Autopilot coming on.
29.18 radar contact. Continue to uniform whiskey. Fairline 415 traffic is 1 o'clock 2 miles at 2,600 feet Airbus. Report them in sight. Fairline 415 traffic is 6 o'clock 3 miles at 100 feet Airbus. Report them in sight. Airbus 03 Charlie traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at 400 feet Airbus. Report them in sight.
Faroe 415 traffic in sight.
Scottish Centre Easy 52 Golf Victor is passing 900 feet, climbing 13,000 feet. Easy 52 Golf Victor, Scottish Centre QNH.
We're accelerating.
Radar contact. Easy 52 Golf Victor traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 4,200 feet Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Easy 53 descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
Trying to get you a good view of the fourth over here as well. There you go, look at that.
Easy 52 Golf Victor, heavy Airbus A320.
You can see the 4th bridges there. The new bridge, the original road bridge, and the railway bridge.
Airbus 03 Charlie have the traffic. Climb and maintain flight level 190 87 8 Kilo Tango. Descend and maintain 6,000 feet Easy 53.
We're going to change to open climb because we've been given our clearance up to 12 anyway. And you can see the 4th bridge is just ahead of us now. We're We're above the transitional altitude now.
Please note that we only accept payment with credit card. If you have a smartphone or tablet, you are welcome to use our flight application. All you have to do is connect your device to a computer.
See if we can spot the Forth bridges again from this side.
300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level 330. Gemstone 3252, you are 29 miles south. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots. Expect vectors ILS runway 24 approach. Climb and maintain flight level 330, speedbird 283 heavy.
There you go, there's the Firth of Forth there. That's Ross Live, the place where the two aircraft carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth II and the HMS Prince of Wales, was constructed. And then that's Dunfermline there. And we're making a turn now. Okay. So we've been given clearance up to 260. We're going to head towards the Highlands. 260. Landing lights are still on, let's get them off. And we are above 10,000 feet. Weather's not looking too bad. So we'll get the seatbelt sign off now as well. Got pretty strong winds drifting from the west side. Making a few turns. Once we hit Gracie, we'll be making a westbound, then over Foley, we'll be making right turn northbound, and then we'll be going over the Highlands. Hopefully I can get you some beautiful views from the passenger cabin, and we can enjoy this flight all the way to the Faroe Islands. I don't know why this map isn't loading up. That's fine, but if I open up into here, if I go to weather charts, you can see our flight. We're just about there on Gracie. We're turning to the left side, heading westbound. Then we'll be heading northbound once we hit the Glasgow area.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet, Gemstone 3252. Easy tree 123 climb and maintain 2,400 feet. Climb and maintain 2,400 feet, easy tree 123. Easy tree 123 climb and maintain 9,400 feet.
So a little bit of history behind Atlantic Airways. Atlantic Airways has been running now for about 30 years, and it is the national carrier of the Faroe Islands, which is a dependency, or a crown dependency of Denmark. So the common language is Danish, and of course the registration of Oscar Yankee is Denmark's registration code as well. So all their aircraft are registered under Oscar Yankee. They have one airport in the Faroe Islands, which is Vagar Airport, which is the airport that we'll be flying to. And their fleet is very, very small. It doesn't need to be big, they just need to connect where they need to. So their main routes are, of course, Copenhagen, just like Air Greenland, Copenhagen. They have Berlin as well in Denmark, Reykjavik in Iceland, Oslo, and they are the main airports that they fly to. They have seasonal flights, for example here to Edinburgh. They have flights also going to other places around especially the northern European places. And interestingly, the airline started its jet services with the BAE 146, the unique 4-engine regional aircraft. Now they only have 4 aeroplanes in their fleet. 4 aeroplanes being 2 Airbus A320 CEOs, as you can see here. Actually, this is one of the CEOs, and then they have 2 Airbus A320 Neo aircraft as well, with 2 Neos on order. And I think it's a fantastically unique airline, and actually the where it flies to is also fantastically unique, and it's been a place that I've been wanting to go to for many years. Now, you might be thinking, what is the Faroe Islands? How do I know how to get there? How do I know, or etc. Now, if you've seen pictures of a waterfall that goes out over a cliff and into another big piece of water, that is in fact in the Faroe Islands. It's a very common image that's seen of the Faroe Islands. They're quite common with having really large fjords and like large mountains that go out into the sea, which you'll be able to see when we land if the weather is on our side today. But as I say, that is really the summary of what this airline is all about, and what the Faroes is about as well. So we're looking at the weather, 1,300 overcast. So we've got low overcast, winds at 110 at 47 knots. It's very, very windy today. Now, but the biggest danger, or the biggest factor to take in account with this landing in Faroe, is the fact that the runway is very narrow. But yeah, that's really the only big factor to take into account. Anyway, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the flight. We've got a fair amount to head off to anyway, in regards to our flight, as we have just departed from Edinburgh. And I hope you guys enjoy visually where we're at, and you can definitely enjoy the views. I hope that the clouds are not going to be too disheartening for you guys. And I'll join you a bit later when I start planning for our arrival. So we're going to set up a nice view of the mountains of Scotland, if there is any. And that's why I say, from one rugged landscape to another rugged landscape. We are flying from Scotland all the way to Faroe. See you in a little while. Enjoy the views. Hello, back again. We just come over the top of Scotland now, so it's just sea until we get up to Vagar. I'll show you what I mean. So in this map here, we are roughly about here. We've just gone over the top of the northwest of Scotland. So we are actually, we need to check the weather ahead for our arrival, so we can confirm that we can use 111 at 100 at 29, wind shear at 1110 at 45. So we will definitely be using runway 12 today for our arrival, but I might change it to the localizer arrival instead. So we'll do the localizer arrival. We'll double check our flight plan as well. We do have a discontinuity on the flight plan, but that's okay because we can just go heading mode and follow around until we intercept the localizer for our arrival. And the localizer will actually bring us in, and it will be a slightly, it's an off-centered localizer. I don't know if it will show on here. Yeah, so if I go to there, we zoom in. Oh, we just hit quite a bit of wind. Now we've got a bit of a tailwind, well, big tailwind, 61 knots. But as you can see here, the localizer approach actually finishes there, but the runway is slightly to the right-hand side. So you'll be able to see that anyway once we get up to, or once we descend down. So we've still got another, we'll go back to the top of our flight plan. So our top of descent is expected at 11:50. So another 10 more minutes and we expect to start our descent down. We've got a company message as well coming up over here. Flight ops. No advisories required. So that's good. Company message is gone. We're burning fuel quite nicely. We've gone through 2,002 tons of fuel in the space of, what, 35 minutes. We've got a bit of a tailwind behind us now at 60 knots. So it shouldn't be too bad. Now it's just pretty much sea, literally just the sea to sea. And while we're ahead of time, we can start also prepping for our arrival. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to build a fix from the localizer at 2 DME. We should be at 900 feet for our arrival as well. So we're going to start preparing for, we go to performance, and then we go ahead to approach. The current QNH. Let's have a look. QNH is currently 981, so again low pressure like in Edinburgh. So 981. The current temperature on the ground is 6 degrees. 6 degrees on the ground. The wind 111 at 20. No, wait, why am I? That's the time. We go 100 at 29 knots. At 29 knots. And we've got our final speeds. We'll do a full config, and then our barrier will be at 900 feet for our final. And that's about it, really. We'll remember how to do this, because I used to do this a lot with building stuff like fixes and... I forgot how to do this. No, it's not that one. Data. Let's go back to that one. Program. Performance data. Like I say, I used to do this a lot where I could build fixes and stuff, but I have completely forgot how to do that. That's okay. I'll get back to it some other time. But program. Let's go back to flight plan. Anyway, we've got our decision altitude anyway at 900 feet. We have approximately... We're looking at about 60 miles until our top of descent, and then we'll go down from there. So we'll do the localizer approach. I think that's a better approach, to be fair, than the R&P approach. And we need to be at 3,700 for the interception, which should be... it says 4,000. So what I'm going to do is actually, we want to be configured. So let's go with 165 knots at 370. We're going to build that there. Okay. there. So that should, in theory, give us what we need for our arrival. So after Mike Yankee, we should be starting to descend at a bearing of 110, which we can see here. 110 degrees. And we should be at 1,400 feet at 3.2 DME. So 3.2 DME at 1,400 feet. And then at 2 DME, we should be at 900 feet. That's perfect. It's actually got us in there very, very well. So I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that, actually. So we will go with that now. And then hopefully we should get our ATC clearance to start descending shortly as well. We've been in the air for 41 minutes, so we're doing really well actually for our time as well. Fuel burn, as I said, 2 tons already, just over 2 tons, which is good as well. We just have to be careful with our arrival. But anyway, I'll mute the mic again until we get a bit closer in. There's not much else to see really until we get down. Okay. we go, we've finally got our descent clearance.
Descend and maintain flight level 240 Faroe 415.
So there we go, we're just starting our descent now. 240 initial descent. We might need to use a bit of speed brakes just to get us down. Go half on the speed brakes. Should hopefully hold the speed quite nicely. That tailwind that's causing the speed to sort of rise up as we started descending. But with our speed brake at about quarter, it should be alright. So I just set up GSX for our arrival, stand number 3 for us today. We'll just, I know we don't really need it, but we can double check on everything here. So we're going to say that the surface is good. We'll refresh the METAR and then apply it. Got a nice our estimated landing weight.
415 contact Reykjavik Center on 119.7. Good day.
Just switch over our frequency as well.
119.7 Faroe 415. Goodbye.
Our estimated landing weight will be 65.5 tons, or 64.5 tons. So let's contact Reykjavik.
Reykjavik Center Faroe 415 is at flight level 260, descending flight level 240.
Faroe 415 Reykjavik Center radar contact.
Oh wait, that's the maximum. Why did I go to the maximum? Estimated landing weight 58.8. 58.8. We are going to go with medium braking. That will cover pretty much the entire length. If we did maximum, manual braking almost the entire length as well. So we'll do with maximum reverse, medium braking, manual landing, full thrust, and the auto thrust will be on. That will give us a very, very small margin of error. We have very, very small margin of error, but we should be okay. This is where the skill of the Atlantic Airways pilots really does come in, and it is for the arrivals. So 240, there we go, down to 12.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet, Faroe line 415.
Speed's creeping up again, but should be okay. As we grow closer, we can start to see the first set of islands of the Faroes just in front of us. And we're approximately 80 miles, 23,000. So we're a bit high, but we can always sort of do a little hold. Depends on how quickly we actually get down as well. Sorry about that, I heard something and I had to go check on it. Anyway, we're back on track, 22,000 feet. And we're making our way down towards 120. Stand by.
Please stand by Faroe line 415.
And then we'll ask about the localizer approach into 12. Yeah, localizer 12. MY transition. And then we'll do request from controller.
Faroe line 415 would like localizer runway 12 approach Mike Yankee transition.
There you go, that's better.
Descend and maintain 3,700 feet. Expect localizer runway 12 approach via Mike Yankee transition. Clear to Mike Yankee.
Perfect.
Descend and maintain 3,700 feet. Expect localizer runway 12 approach via Mike Yankee transition. Cleared to Mike Yankee Faroe line 415.
And we have go around altitude 4,000 feet. Or 3,700. Back on, yeah, back onto the localizer. If we missed the approach, biggest threat is probably the runway being very narrow at only 30 meters wide. Going to set the landing position screens on there. Right, good altitude, holding the VNAV profile quite nicely as well. Let's say once we get past Sundor, we should be doing heading mode straight to the top of our localizer. So we'll get our seatbelt signs on now, and then we'll call our flight attendant just to let them know to get prepared for landing. Cabin crew, please prepare for landing. Need your seats shortly. We got high clouds potential for turbulence. Thank you. So not yet able to see the scenery from the point of view of the passengers. We're getting down for the scenery now. You can turn the terrain on and you'll be able to see what I mean. All the green is land, all the red, all the blue is water. I'll turn that off for now because distance wise we're a bit too far really to make use of the terrain display, but we'll definitely be using it on the approach. And we're already hitting turbulence on the way down. You can start to see some of the unique scenery of the Faroe Islands coming up below the aircraft as well. So we should be into the heading mode in just a moment as well. We're approximately 40 miles away from the airport. And we've been in the air for approximately 1 hour, just under an hour, with an estimated arrival at 12:16, so in approximately 12 minutes. Just refresh the weather in here just to make sure that nothing has changed. Only difference is that they're registering gusts of 35 knots and wind shear at 120 at 40 knots, so it's still roughly about the same, and the QNH is 981. Temperature is 4. There we go, we're in heading mode now. We'll just let the aircraft follow the heading mode. And then we'll put on the de-icing as well as we go through the clouds, because I'm expecting some icing conditions while we fly through the clouds. Look at how many clouds there are ahead of us, so we have to really think wisely about this as well. And we're just about to approach, well, we're at 11,000 feet. When we enter 10,000 feet, we'll put the landing lights on. Then we'll just be cautious with our weather conditions as well.
Decimal 6 Faroline 415. Goodbye. Approach Faroe line 415 is passing 10,500 feet, descending 3,700 feet.
So we're approaching 10,000 feet. We'll get the landing lights on now.
Approach QNH 28.9 or 5 radar contact. Continue to Mike Yankee.
We'll get the anti-ice on the engines on and also on the wing. Because I'm expecting icing as we go through these clouds. There is just no visibility of the islands today at all. So this is going to be a very interesting arrival. We're going to put our terrain on as well. And we're on a nice descent path down for the arrival. Because we want to be at 3,700 once we reach Mike Yankee. And we are really hitting some rough turbulence. So 981, QNH 981 is checked. QNH 981 is checked on the standby instrumentation as well. We're going to prepare for potentially going into a dark, or going into the dark area, dark clouds. And I'm going to just call the cabin crew for landing. Cabin crew, please take your seats. We are hitting some pretty rough turbulence. Thank you. Got the anti-ice on as well, because we're expecting icing conditions. Static temperature is at -6. There we go. Cabin crew, take your seats. It's really rough, this weather. Go through the clouds we go. So we're approaching our 3,700 feet. We're about 8 miles from Mike Yankee. I'm just going to start turning to the right now. 350. And then we really want to be configured by the time we reach that as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it there, we're going to arm the localizer, and then we're in approach mode for the speeds. We'll use a bit of speed brakes now just to get the speed to bleed down so we can start extending flaps. And we're going to go flaps 1 now. Flaps are extending. Flaps 1. 200 knots. Final turn into the localizer. Localizer captured. Flaps 2. Medium auto brakes. Speed brakes are coming out now. Overshot the localizer because of the wind, but making it back on track as we get close to Mike Yankee, and we'll start descending at Mike Yankee. We are currently 10 miles from the localizer. Gears coming down, flaps coming down as well. Full flaps, arm the spoilers, medium braking.
Fairline 415 descend and maintain 3,300 feet.
Oops. 3,300 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,300 feet, Fairline 415.
So we need to remember to be at 1,400 by 3.2 miles. Currently 8 miles.
Fairline 415 descend and maintain 2,900 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,900 feet, Fairline 415.
Fairline 415 descend and maintain 2,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,500
We're getting
feet,
hit by
Fairline
some
415.
really strong wind. Strong winds and heavy rain now.
Fairline 415 descend and maintain 2,100 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,100 feet, Fairline 415.
Just keeping an eye out for the runway as well. Like I say, by the time we get to this final point here, we need to be at 900 feet and visual of the runway.
Fairline 415 descend and maintain 1,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,700 feet, Fairline 415.
I can see some scenery around us now. I'm going to get ready to disengage our autopilot. We need to get down to 900 feet.
Airline 415 descend and maintain 1,400 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,400 feet, Faroe 415.
And we're pretty much bang on where we want to be. 3.8 miles. 1,200. Oh yeah, we're going perfectly where we want to be.
Climb and maintain 1,300 feet.
1,000. 100 above.
Climb and maintain 1,300 feet, Faroe 415.
So at 2 miles, we should be able to be visual of the runway.
Airline 415, you are 4 miles west of Echo Kilo Victor Golf. Contact tower on 124.55 when inbound.
I can see the runway now.
Tower on 124.55,
Autopilot's coming off.
Faroe 415. Tower Faroe 415, 3 miles northwest inbound, localizer
Continue.
runway 12 approach.
Airline 415 tower. QNH 28.907 wind 104 at 25. Cleared localizer runway 12 approach. Airline 415 wind 104 at 25. Cleared to land runway 12.
Clear to land runway 12, Faroe 415.
And you can see how the localizer wasn't exactly down the runway, so it's a slight turn for final. Getting into the Pappies now. Good descent.
500.
Think rate.
40,
Oh, up.
30, 20.
Oh,
Retard.
I flared it a bit too fast.
Don't
Left.
think.
Drive.
There we go. Flared it a little bit too quickly. We use the rudders now just to keep us on the runway. Reverser's full. 80 knots. Reverser's out. And auto brakes are out.
Airline 415 turn next taxiway.
So what we need to do is make a full turn in the runway. Just turn off the FD and the... And then we'll get the... we can turn off the anti-ice as well. Now that wasn't too bad, that. That worked out really well. So we're just going to turn inside of the runway now. And make our way straight to the terminal. We're on parking position number 3. The aircraft is just the right size to turn in this runway. Just add a bit of power, we'll get the flaps up. Speed brakes can come in now as well. APU is starting to run up as well. And we'll get our wipers running as well. And lights can come off now. Now that was a really fun approach. And it worked out really, really well. You know what? Just turn off those wipers, they're super loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Faroe Islands. Kindly keep your seatbelt fastened and keep the aisle clear of hand luggage. After fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Airline 415 exit runway
Please be
when able.
careful when you open the overhead compartments and check your seatbelt for personal items. Electronic devices may now be switched on again. Please note that smoking is only permitted in a designated smoking area. The captain and crew
Airline
will enjoy your
415
flight and
contact
look forward
ground
to
on
your order from areas
125.8.
again. Thank you and enjoy your stay.
125.8, Faroe 415. Goodbye.
So we're on parking position number 3, which is just over here. That's 4. Number 3 is over here. You can see all the equipment is getting ready for us. Turn off the taxi light now as well. Get the APU bleed running. You can see the ground marshaller down there. So parking brake is set, and engines 1 and engine 2 can come off now.
Cabin crew, this is flight please.
And the can come off, beacon can come off, then we can deboard. GPU has been connected. Let's connect up to the GPU. Turn off the fuel pumps. And we'll shut off the APU. And welcome to Vagar Airport in the Faroe Islands. I hope you've enjoyed that one. That was a really fun approach in the A320 today. And the weather conditions, it's only just gotten a bit bright out here. So that's fantastic also. Thank you for joining me again on this one. That was really fun. And we're getting the passengers deboarded now. As you can see, the air stairs have arrived. I don't know if it's going to open the doors automatically or does it want me to open the doors. We'll just double check with this one. A really windy and wet approach. The rear stairs, rears are open. And there we go. That was a really windy approach into Vagar International Airport. You can see our baggage is coming out of the hold now as well. And this, believe it or not, is a completely freeware airport. So have a look at this. So we have our gates here. Look, oh, look at that. There's a beautiful puffin sitting on top there. And we're going to go inside the terminal now just to get out the wind rather beautifully. And you can watch the aircraft here as the passengers deboard. And what a beautiful, like for a free airport that's available on flightsim.to, this is absolutely beautiful. And there's even, look at this little kid having a little run around. Reminds me of my daughter when we're at the airports. Sometimes she likes to run around and have a look at the aeroplanes, etc, etc. There's a duty-free shop, as you can see. We have, this is, what is this, the arrivals area or the departures area? Oh, we're having a bit of stuttering there. I don't know what's going on. So arrivals come out on this side. And there's a small arrivals hall there. Let's see where the passengers are going to go. You can watch the passengers deboard the aircraft now as well. Do they come inside this terminal? Yeah, they come right inside the terminal. Brilliant. As I say, this is a free scenery available for Flight Simulator, and it's on the flightsim.to website. The scenery, I mean, Flight Simulator does a good job with terrain mapping, etc. So that was fantastic on the way down. This GSX profile is also custom for this particular scenery, made by Spud. what a fantastic scenery and GSX profile that we have today. Anyway, that has been Atlantic Airways. This is Vagar International Airport and the Faroe Islands. I hope you enjoyed that 1 hour and 10-minute flight with Atlantic Airways from Edinburgh to the Faroe Islands, and I hope that you'll join me on another one. And honestly, that was really fun, so I might do some more flying in and around the Faroe Islands with the A320 and the A320neo respectively. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this one, and I hope to see you on another one soon. Goodbye.